Good morning, wonderful, amazing, fantastic algebra students. This is Miss Youngblood here, and I'm bringing you today's review topic for Wednesday, March 25th, which is calculating the mode, median, and mean. I'm going to start with the assignment that was posted on Google Classroom. So on the assignment on Google Classroom, I only gave you 4 problems because I wanted to make sure you guys had access to the answers on the back. So we're going to start by looking at problem 1. And we actually won't calculate the mode, median, and mean until we get to problem 4. But I just wanted to take the time to review how to actually view the data set in the given problems. So in problem 1, we are given this data set, which represents the Academy Awards that particular movies received in a particular year. It's probably made up, but it's all good. So we're focused on the data values are the number of awards. So they have, like, for example, In the Heat of the Night got 5 awards, and American in Paris got 6 awards, and so on and so forth. When you're given a data set, you want to start by putting the values in order from least to greatest if they're not given to you in that way. So I went ahead and did that already. So we saw 1 3, 2 4s, we saw 4 5s, 2 6s, a 7, and an 8. Again, always start by putting the data values in order from least to greatest. Let's jump to number 2. Number 2, we're given a dot plot. So we're given a dot plot. Again, we want to put the values in order from least to greatest. When you're given dot plots, they're already organized for you, but you just have to keep track of how they're actually represented. So we have 1 dot above 42. That means we have 142. 1 dot above 47, 147. 1 dot above 48, 148, 151. And we're actually going to have 3 54s. So I started by writing 1, and I actually want you guys to complete that list. You should have an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe 6 values to fill in based on the dot plot. So that's how you would start number 2. Number 3, again, list the values that are given to you. So in number 3, we're given a stem and leaf plot that represents the appearances in basketball tournaments by a particular school, I believe. Yes. So they're always going to give you a key for the stem and leaf plot. They say 1, 7 equals 17. So this is telling us that the 1 represents the tens place and the 7 represents the ones place. So if the stem is 0 and the leaf is 1, that number is going to translate to 1. Again, stem is 0, leaf is 1, next number is 1, and then we keep going forward. So from this leaf, we would have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 7. I already completed those values for you. In the next stem, we have a 10. So this is going to be 1, 1 would be 11. 1, 17, I want you guys to figure out, or I said it already. 1, 7 is 17, and you guys can figure out the last one, 3, 0. When there's no number in the leaf column, that means you just skip these values. So that means there are going to be no 20s in our data set. And that's how you would write out the data set for 3. Again, you guys can fill in the last 2 values. What does 1, 7 and 3, 0 mean? The last problem, number 4, we're going to go through how to write the data set from a frequency table, and then I'll actually tell you what mode, median, and mean are so that you guys can calculate those values for the 3 problems above. So for problem 4, we're given the data set for the amount of games per World Series. So the first column, games, is giving you the actual value. The frequency is telling you how many times that value shows up. So this is saying we have 2 5s, so I wrote 5 5. We have 1 6, so I wrote 1 6. And this might be a little confusing, but we have 7 7s. So that means you wrote 7 7 times. So that gives us a total of 10 values in our data set. 2 5s plus 1 6 plus 7 7 gets us 10 values. The first thing we're asked to calculate is the mode. The mode is the number that appears the most in the data set. So that's the number with the highest frequency. For this particular problem, that's going to be 7. The mode is 7. The median is the value that is the middle value for the data set. Again, the values have to be written in order from least to greatest in order to find the median. So we already did that for us in the way the data was presented. So we have 5 5 6 and then 7 7s. To find the median, we have to split the data in half. So there are a total of 10 values. That means one half is going to have 5 values, and the other half is going to have 5 values. So technically there is no official middle number, but you want to find the middle of the two numbers that are in the middle, if that makes sense. So our two numbers in the middle are 7 and 7. Because they are the same number, the median is just going to be 7. However, if they were different, then you could use this formula to find the number in the middle. Let me give you an example of one you could think of off the top of your head. Let's say these two numbers would have been 8 and 10. The number right in between 8 and 10 would be 9. So again, this formula will always help you find the median if it's not as straightforward as this example or the example I just shared. Lastly, we're asked to find the mean. The mean is the average of all these values. So if we bring all these values together, what's a good number that represents typical value? To find the mean, you add all these numbers together. When I added them all together in my calculator, I got 65. You divide by how many values there are. As we said, there are a total of 10 values. So 65 divided by 10 gets us 6.5. Our mean for this data set is 6.5. And that concludes the tutorial on how to find the mode, median, and mean based on the assignment that's posted on Google Classroom. Again, you guys can finish 1 through 3, finish writing the data sets for 2 and 3, and then find the mode, median, and mean for those 3 problems. Again, all the answers are on the back so you can check your work. Now I'm going to look at the Khan Academy problem set that goes with this particular review topic. There are actually 3 Khan Academy problem sets assigned to this review topic, calculating mean, median, and mode, just because they were kind of short and straightforward. So I wanted to give you guys a lot of practice. So the first problem in my set is, what is the mode of the following numbers? So we see we have 1, 2, 4, 6, 4. Remember from what we just did on the assignment that's posted on Google Classroom, mode is the number that you see the most. So the mode for this data set would be 4. Next question asks for the median of these numbers. So again, you have to put them in order from least to greatest first, and then we can determine the median. So again, we're given the numbers 9, 8, 1, 8, 5. Let's rewrite them from least to greatest. So again, based on what we were given, you have to rewrite the numbers in order from least to greatest. That would be 1, 5, 8, 8, 9. There are 5 numbers, so there's one number in the middle, and that's 8. So the median is 8 for that particular problem. The next problem asks us to calculate the arithmetic mean. Again, that just means that we're adding all the numbers together and dividing by how many numbers there are, which is 5. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll share my answer. The sum of the given numbers was 36. Then I divided by 5 because there are 5 numbers. So the mean for that data set would be 7.2. Another example in this data set that's kind of different, but still pretty much the same idea. They gave us 6 values, which I had to rewrite in order from least to greatest, and we're asked to find the median. Because there's an even number of values, we actually have to look at the 2 numbers that are right in the middle. So those 2 numbers, if you remember from the numbers I just showed you, 4 and 6, or 2 and 4, excuse me. So we're looking for the number right in between 2 and 4. Which would be 3. Again, you could also do this by adding 2 and 4 and dividing by 2 because that gets their average. 6 divided by 2 gets us, again, 3. So for this one, problem number, I believe it's number 5 in the problem set. Again, we were given these 6 values, which I had to write in order from least to greatest. The 2 numbers in the middle were 2 and 4. We know 3 is right in between them. However, if we didn't know that, we could use this formula. Add the 2 values, divide by 2, which still gets us a final answer of 3. So the median for that data set is 3. The rest of the problems in that problem set were pretty much the same, so there was no need for me to go over more examples. So now let's move to the next problem set, which is titled Just Calculating the Mean. So the problem they gave me for my first problem in the set is Gwendolyn, who was a witch, went on an international witch tour. The following table shows the number of spells that she casts in each country. So it says in Brazil she casts 1 spell, Argentina she casts 5, Russia she casts 5 spells, and that last one I believe is Australia, she casts 1 spell. They ask us to find the mean of the number of spells she casts. So we're going to find the mean of those 4 values, which means we're going to add them all up and divide by 4. Adding up those 4 values gets us 12. 1 plus 5 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12, and then we can divide by 4 because there are 4 values. So 12 divided by 4 gets us 3. Again, all I did was add them. And divide by 4 because there are 4 values. So 12 divided by 4 gets me an average of 3. So again, we're just given a scenario. Talking about jumping. They give us the length that each, I believe, kangaroo, that each kangaroo jumps. So what we're going to do is add those 3 values together and divide by 3 to find the mean. So we're going to add 16 plus 9 plus 5 and divide by 3. So again, 16 plus 9 plus 5 gets us 30. 30 divided by 3 gets us a final answer of 10. So the average of the jumps would be 10. The rest of the problems in that set pretty much follow the same idea. Add the given values together and divide by the number of values that you have to find the mean. The last set I assigned for today, for algebra, was calculating the median. So they actually get you started by right away suggesting that you sort the data from least to greatest because that's the best way, probably the only way to find the median by hand. So in this given scenario, it says the following data points represent the number of puppies in each litter at Port's Pup Rescue. So again, we're going to put them in order from least to greatest and then find the median. So let me go ahead and do that. All I did was simply rearrange the numbers so they're now in order from least to greatest. So we have 2, 2, 6, 7, 9, 11, 14. The median is the value in the middle. As you can see, we have a total of 7 values. So there are 3 values on the left. 3 values on the left from 6 to 2. 3 values on the right from 9 to 14. The median is the value in the middle, which is going to be 7 for this problem. This problem is very similar. I went ahead and already ordered them from least to greatest. The key difference is we now have an even amount of values, so there are 2 numbers technically in the middle. So we're looking for the number that is right in between 4 and 8. Again, some of you can visualize a number line in your head. You can see that 6 is right in between 4 and 8. If not, you can use the formula, add the 2 values. So 4 plus 8, 4 plus 8, divide by 2. So the number that is directly in between, 4 and 8 is going to be 6. So our answer for this problem is going to be 6. This problem is, again, pretty similar. The only key difference is the numbers are a little bit bigger now, so we now have 3-digit numbers. Be careful that you're organizing them by the hundreds place first. So I have all my 200s together, my 300s together, and then by the tens place and the ones if necessary. So we have 222, 235, 244, 253, 276, 311, 363. So again, we just had to order them from least to greatest. Now we're asked to find the median. There are a total of 7 values. Don't let the fact that it's on 2 lines trip you up. We still have 1, 2, 3 values up top or furthest left, and 1, 2, 3 values furthest right. So the middle value is going to be this 253. Which means 253 is the median of the data set. The last problem in the set was pretty self-explanatory based on the other examples we've already done. So I'll leave those up to you. Again, if you have any questions about your specific problems in your problem set, feel free to comment down below. Comment on Google Classroom. Shoot me a text or email if you would like help with the Khan Academy assignment, or if you need help with the handout that was given before we left, that is posted on Google Classroom. We're going to end today's video by looking at the daily meditation for yesterday that was posted on yesterday's Google Classroom. So the daily meditation from yesterday, the question was, how do you respond when someone sends negative energy in your direction? So basically when somebody's like trying to try you or check you. I never experienced an abundance of bullying when I was younger, but there are definitely times when I felt like people would try me. I used to believe that ignoring them was the best option, but I slowly began to realize that didn't work for me. Ignoring ignorant comments would frequently cause me to internalize those comments and develop low self-esteem. I would also occasionally have random situations where I would go off on people unnecessarily because I had so much pent-up frustration toward them. As I've matured, I've recognized the importance of speaking up as much as possible when something is said or done that bothers me. I definitely choose my battles and recognize that this isn't always the best option for everyone. However, I believe that speaking up releases some of the negative energy that I was initially exposed to. The song of the day for me was Be Alright by Evan and Eris. So again, if you would like to leave your thoughts on the daily meditation down below on Google Classroom or message me privately through email or my cell phone, feel free to do that, as well as if you have a song of the day that you would like to share, just to get our minds off this crazy time. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions about resources or about your grade. I'm here for you if you need me. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you guys soon.